Each of us has our own gift to bring when it is the time, as an artist, to bring beauty, and beauty's what's missing in modern civilization. In politics or economics or gardening or teaching or business or cooking. What is the place of your gift to this world? It can't be an imitation. You can't do it like Gandhi or Mother Teresa or whoever you might admire. It has to be your way. And often the way that we learn comes out of the sorrows that we have experienced. This is from a child's book entitled, by a 12-year-old, entitled My Book for Kids with Cancer. My teacher asked me to write about why we're born, and I found it a really hard paper to write. At first, for a long time, I couldn't think of anything, but now I think I know something to say. I think God made us each born for a different reason. He doesn't want us to do the same things, so that's why he makes us all so different. If God gives you a great voice, maybe he wants you to sing. Or else if God wants you to be a farmer, he might give you to a family that lives on a farm so you get used to the animals and you're not afraid of them. And maybe if God makes you to grow to be 7 feet tall, maybe he wants you to play for the Lakers or the Celtics. When my friend Kim died from her cancer, I asked my mom if God was going to make Kim die when she was only 6, why did he make her born at all? But my mom said even though she was only 6, she changed people's lives. What that means is like her brother or sister could be the scientist that discovers the cure for cancer, and they decided to do that because of Kim. And like me too, I used to wonder why did God pick on me and give me cancer? Maybe it was because he wanted me to be a doctor who take care of kids with cancer. So when they say, Dr. Jason, sometimes I get so scared I'm going to die, or you don't know how weird it is to be the only bald kid in your whole school. So I can say, oh yes, I do. When I was a little boy, I had cancer too. And look at all my hair now. Someday your hair will grow back. So we have to listen to what is our gift, our lesson, and let our life be that. As Gandhi said, my life is my message. When we die, at the end of our life, the questions that we often ask are simple ones. Did I love well? Did I live fully? To love is to die in a way. That is to give up ourself, our separateness. And it has a great power to it. The power that let Joanna Macy go and sit with those people right outside of Chernobyl and be able to face their sorrows. What a gift that was. That comes from our own inner understanding that we can do that. Do you know the thing that most amazed me in this world, said Napoleon? That the sword is always beaten by the spirit. It's always true. True love is not a weakness, but a strength. It's a quality that Gandhi or Martin Luther King called soul force. When Martin Luther King talked about, we will meet your, well, how did he say? I can't remember that phrase. Talked about the power of our capacity to suffer. That we will meet the difficulties that we face, and we will wear you down by our courage, by our capacity to suffer, by our soul force. Here's the source of strength for Gandhi. You know, there are really two sources of strength in the world. There's the strength that comes from people who aren't afraid to kill, and they run a lot of the territory in the world, you've noticed probably. And the only strength to match it comes from those who are unafraid to die. Like Don Juan says, only as a spiritual warrior can one withstand the path of knowledge. For a warrior, everything that comes is a challenge, while an ordinary person sees it only as a blessing or a curse. A spiritual warrior, there are only challenges, and challenges cannot possibly be good or bad. Challenges are simply challenges. We have a certain measure of sorrow. We don't know why. But how do we face it in ourselves and in the world around us? When we find in ourselves, through our practice, through our contemplative life, whatever way it is that gets you to touch that place, it becomes a gift. During the partition of India, Prime Minister Nehru sent 60,000 troops to West Pakistan to keep the rioting down. And Gandhi went to East Pakistan, to what's now Bangladesh, Calcutta. He was more successful as one person because of the power of that soul force. He said, how fast I will die before I will let myself witness this any further. And his spirit had greater power than those 60,000 troops. To awaken this soul force, it's to see that the sorrows of the world and the sorrows within us are not separate, that they belong together, that we cannot keep out of any part of life. In Germany, they came first for the communists, and I didn't speak up because I wasn't a communist. And then they came for the gays, and I didn't speak up because I wasn't gay. Then they came for the Jews, and I didn't speak up because I wasn't a Jew. And then they came for the trade unionists, and I didn't speak up because I didn't belong to a union. And then they came for me, and by that time nobody was left to speak up. I believe that evil really arises from our inability or unwillingness to face our pain. And therefore we take that pain and put it on others. In families you see it where there's abuse from generation to generation, abused grandparents and parents and children because people haven't been able yet to face that pain. And I think that's what's going on in the world, the warlords in Somalia. And the pain in Somalia is incredible. And I don't think you could be a warlord like that if you would really let yourself face the pain of the children of your own nation. So a great part of our capacity to affect the world comes from the simple act of our facing our own life